Hello, Jenny Hall here for Trinity Stamps. Today I have a sneak peek from the Sunnyside release that is going to happen on March 20th, 2021. The stamp set I'm using is called Gnome Bunny, and yes, it's another gnome from Trinity Stamps, and this little gnome guy looks like a bunny. It is so cute. March the 20th is when you can get your hands on this product. I'm going to pair it with a couple of the things I have already in my supplies that are slimline products, and that is the slimline foliage die set and the leafy background stamp. I love this background stamp because it creates a really unique look and it's slimline sized. So I'm going to give it an ombre greenish blue look and stamp directly down to the card base. And my card measures 3.5 by 8.5 inches. I used 110-pound cardstock for this. I'm going to use some Ink on 3 inks, which are available in the Trinity shop. I'm using the Trinity Blending Buddy brushes with them, and you can see that they have a handle that allows the brush to stand up straight so they're not wobbling around on my work surface. And there are some color-coded magnetic caps that allow you to mark each brush as to what color you're using. That part really makes me happy. Now I'm going to use just a piece of 110-pound cardstock that's a little bigger than what the die cut is, and add some color. It can be splotchy. It doesn't have to be perfectly smooth because that's where I made the die cut. And what my goal is to create on the card base a background that looks a little bit further away and darker, maybe like a woodland type of scene. And the forefront that has the die cut is going to be much lighter, as if that's the part of the forest that the sunshine is able to get to. But we've got to create a background in order to give the contrast for that other die cut to really show up. So I just took some more of my Ink on 3 ink pads and Blending Buddy brushes and created kind of like a foresty look. And I'm going to use liquid glue just around the outside edge to adhere the die cut, because I want those little leafy pieces to be able to be pulled back so that I can place the Easter eggs. So this little bunny, this is, I guess, the Easter bunny or the Easter gnome bunny. And I have placed those little pretty eggs right behind. So he's hiding the eggs. So cute. My kids are 7 and 10 now, and they love hiding eggs. That's the whole big thing that they love, is anytime they can hide and find Easter eggs is really exciting. So they're going to be very happy to see this card. It'll be the cutest little gnome for Easter ever. Now I've got a sentiment that is from the Gnome Bunny stamp set that I am going to emboss with juicy embossing ink from Ink on 3 and sprinkle on some Arctic White embossing powder, which, if I've never told you, I adore this embossing powder. It is so good. It's loads of detail shows up. I put that on a piece of brown cardstock to kind of tie in with the background themes that has the brown tones. Instead of black, I usually use black, but this time I went for brown. And I'm just going to put that along the top line. It's in a setting kind of like this, it's kind of a little bit hard to see where to put the sentiment, because I kind of struggled for it a little bit trying to figure it out. In the end, I thought it would be good where you could overlap some of the leafy stuff in the top, just like there's overlaps on the bottom. Now here is a look at some new flat-backed pearls from Trinity Stamps. They're in beautiful sherbety, ice creamy rainbow colors. And they are available now from Trinity Stamps. You don't have to wait for the release. They are in the store now. I adore these lustrous baubles. They are just gorgeous. So I'm kind of placing them around to look like what would be flower tops on those little leafy elements. And check it out. My images that I stamped were on watercolor paper. So I used some watercolors for them, and they were so much fun to color. Please come back on the 20th or come back tomorrow for more sneak peeks. And thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our channel.